Hello everyone, greetings from sunny Germany, from a beautiful little town Kerpen, not far from Köln. My name is Svetlana Mucha and I am the leading matchmaker and dating coach at Diolli.com. Today I want to treat you with a very important and a really controversial topic. I want to discuss with you what do Ukrainian women think about Muslim gentlemen. I have made some notes because I don't want to miss anything since this topic is very important and I believe many our subscribers have been waiting for it, so from time to time I will be picking up here. Let me start by telling that international dating is definitely not for everyone. I believe I have repeated myself in so many videos that international dating is very niche and people who choose international dating, who actually succeed in international dating, they choose it for all the right reasons, in a sense that they feel attracted to the idea that they will mix different cultures, different traditions in their relationship, that they will have extra flavors, that they will have more languages, more holidays, more customs. They actually like it. So people who choose international dating, usually they like the idea of learning more foreign languages, exploring different cultures, adding all this into their everyday life. People who like to follow only the traditions of their culture, of their country, they won't feel happy in an international relationship. Why? Because obviously the other party who represents another country, another culture, who speaks another language, she will be very different. So international dating is for people who like differences, who can embrace them, who actually enjoy them. So let's return to our topic. We have already discussed with you that international dating is very niche. It's for really unique people, and this is why I love working with our clients, because all Diolli.com clients, they are exceptional ladies and gentlemen who are very cosmopolitan, truly open-minded, and inside this small group of people who actually choose international dating and enjoy international dating, there should be even a tinier group of people who will be open to date someone who represents another religion and totally different customs and traditions. Within the years at Diolli.com, we have successfully worked with gentlemen from Turkey, from Dubai. We have been working with gentlemen who have, for example, Pakistani roots. Their parents still live there, or their parents still live in Iran, for example, but a gentleman lives in Australia, in the US, or in Western Europe. To be honest, we have never worked with a gentleman who is, for example, from Iraq or Iran and he still lives there. Well, who knows? Last year we got a client from Zimbabwe, so our geography, it expands, and I believe very soon we will put new countries on a map of Diolli.com couples. So what do Ukrainian women think about Muslim men? Guys, first of all, I want to confess that most of Ukrainian women are wary of dating a Muslim man. Well, this is truth, this is reality. I know that some of you might be not happy about this news, or some of you might disagree, but it is reality, it is what it is. Why most of Ukrainian women are wary of dating a Muslim man? Well, usually when we conduct an interview with ladies for our Muslim client, the reason number one she doesn't want to go out with our client is the fact that she believes it is not safe. You can tell me right now how come she believes it is not safe dating a Muslim man. Well, it has nothing to do with the stereotypes that some religions are better than the other. No, we are not going there. It is in our human nature. When we don't understand something, or when we have very little information about something, or very little experience with something, we feel afraid of it. So she has never experienced dating a Muslim gentleman. She doesn't have any Muslim friends. She doesn't know much about Muslim countries. For example, all her interactions with the Muslim world has been a trip to Turkey, to a hotel where most of people who stay there are like Russian, Ukrainian speaking, German speaking. So she doesn't know much, and because of it, she feels wary. very often as a reason why she doesn't want to go out, why a Ukrainian lady doesn't want to go out with our Muslim client, they give us such stereotypical answers. Of course, they are built on cliches that, oh, he will take me as a second wife, and I'm not open to that. We have been successfully working with many wonderful Muslim gentlemen, and none of our clients had second, third wives or a basement filled with his current or ex-wives. Even though the stereotype, it still stands that if he is Muslim, he will take me as a second or third wife, and it is not for me. Well, another fear that many Ukrainian ladies have when we suggest them to go out on a date with our Muslim client is a fear that he will make me change my religion. And you can understand the roots of this fear. If you are Catholic, Christian, or Jewish, and in Ukraine we have most of population who is either Catholic or Christian or Jewish, and if her religion is truly important to her, of course she can be wary to date someone who represents another religion. And most of ladies won't be comfortable with dating someone outside of her religion and her culture, which is okay. If your goal is to date a lady outside of your religion and your culture, you should proceed with it, but you should keep in mind that most of people probably won't choose you back because it will be too different for them. But you don't need most of people. You need just one exceptional, open-minded lady who will appreciate all the strong qualities and who will like you wholly for who you are. Another very popular fear that I often hear from Ukrainian ladies when we suggest a Ukrainian lady to go out with our Muslim client is the fear that he will make me wear a scarf, cover my hair, maybe wear a burqa. And it is very different from our culture, so of course many ladies say no straight away, even though most of our Muslim clients, they are really westernized. And to be honest, we have never worked with a gentleman. We have been approached several times by Muslim gentlemen who wanted to date a lady who would cover her hair, wear a burqa, convert. I think even twice we have been approached by gentlemen who wanted to take second wives, and we did a research through our base. When a gentleman approaches us, any gentleman, any potential client, we always do a research. We try to look how many good candidates we have in our database, knowing that usually to set a client on one date, we can end up interviewing up till 20-25 ladies, and if the age gap is involved, it can be 30-35 interviews. So to schedule, let's say 5 dates, it can be over 100 of interviews. So we have to have all these ladies in our database, or to be sure that we can recruit them shortly, ladies who match the criteria of our client. So we did the research through our whole database, and we have realized that we simply won't have enough matches, enough ladies who can consider a possibility to go out on a date with a gentleman who wants to take her as a second wife, or who is very strict about the rule that his woman will have to cover her hair. Even though I know several ladies whom we have introduced to our Muslim clients and they got married, and I believe 4 or 5 years into their marriage, after they had their first and second kid, these ladies have decided to actually change their religion and to raise kids in the religion of their husbands, and also several ladies who wear scarves. It was their decision. As you know, prior to the war in Ukraine, we were hosting big events for ladies called kabluks, and usually we heard about 200, sometimes 300 of ladies who have attended, and once we have been attended by a big group of Ukrainian ladies, Ukrainian Muslim ladies, who have actually converted. And there is a society in Kharkov of such ladies, and they all were wearing beautiful scarves. One of the ladies, she is actually a designer, and she creates beautiful clothes for Muslim Ukrainian ladies. So I'm always surprised with the variety of people, how different people are in Kharkov, in Ukraine, and in the whole world. But let's return to the fears of Ukrainian ladies. I believe for Muslim gentlemen who want to date Ukrainian ladies, this information will be very useful, because if you know their fears, you can work with that and you can help them actually overcome these fears by proving that there is nothing to fear about, there is nothing to fear of. So, like I have mentioned already, the biggest fear is that he will make me change completely who I am by making me change my religion, by making me change the way I dress, by making me change the way I put my makeup, that he will try to change everything about me. Fear number two, he is way too different. We are way too different. We represent totally different worlds and we have nothing in common. So it is a very common fear. And the third popular fear, that it is not safe. Why it is not safe? Because he is way too different and I know very little about him, his world, his culture, his traditions, and because I have known nothing or know very little about him, I'm afraid of it. Another very important point that I want to share with Muslim gentlemen who consider dating Ukrainian lady is their expectations, actually expectations of Muslim gentlemen. Many gentlemen expect that right on the first date or on the second date or within the first few weeks of their communication, a lady will express lots of interest, will ask lots of questions about culture, about religion, about traditions of these gentlemen. And such expectations, they are a little bit naive and unrealistic. Why? Well, on the first date, a normal lady and a normal gentleman who have healthy, realistic dating expectations, they try to understand if there can be attraction, if there can be physical attraction, any mutual interests, if she likes the way he looks, if she likes his smile, if she likes his voice, if she understands his sense of humor, if he gets her jokes, if the conversation goes smoothly or if it is awkward. So she's not thinking about religion, she is not thinking about complicated stuff. She tries to understand if she likes him enough to go out on a second date. And on a second date, usually people are way more relaxed because they have already seen each other and they have already understood that, okay, physically we like each other enough to keep curious to go out on a second date. And on a second date, safe topics and smart topics are actually discussing your dream, your values, and your long-term goals. Whether you want to have a serious relationship, or what do you want to do like in 3 years, in 5 years, to build a career, to have kids, to travel the world, to settle down, to buy a house, to get a dog. How do you see your future? So that the other person can understand if this person can become part of this future, part of these dreams. This doesn't mean, though, that you come on a date with a quiz. When are you going to have the babies with me? How many babies do you want to have tomorrow? No, it doesn't happen like that. And to try to add into this discussion religion and peculiarities of each other cultures, it can be too much. Of course, a lady can be curious and she can ask, for example, whether you drink alcohol or if it is important to her. For example, she is not drinking and she wants to find out that you are not drinking alcohol as well. She can ask about your family. That's quite normal. And of course, when you start talking about family, you can start talking about traditions. But to expect that on the first date or second date or even on the date number 5, she will ask lots of questions about your religion. Why? Religion, money, politics, these are the topics that should be avoided at the fragile stage, early stage of your acquaintance when you just try to get to know each other. Building a romantic acquaintance should go step by step. At first, you try to establish a romantic interest, a romantic connection, and you try to understand if the two of you have enough in common to actually go out on second, third date, on a date number 4, 5. If the topics you discuss are still mutually interesting for both parties, if you find out more things that you have in common, because of course there will be differences, but the trick is to find things that you have in common. For example, you dream to have a big family with 4 kids, and she dreams to have a big family with 4 kids. She's not obsessed with the idea to climb the career ladder. She's not that interested in building a business, in building a career. She wants to meet someone who will provide her with a good life, and she wants to have kids, to be a mom, to be a wife, to arrange family holidays, to take kids to good schools, to take kids to music school, to dancing classes, just like her mom, for example. Her mom was a stay-at-home mom after the kids were born. So you have to find out if this is something you want. Or for example, you want to date someone who is career-oriented so that you both are breadwinners and you both are providers for a family. So these things are important. Discussing the peculiarities of religion and cultural differences that for sure you will have if you represent two different cultures and you speak two different languages. Well, leave it till the time when you are in a strong, serious relationship, when you understand each other better. The trick is to build a relationship first, because when you really like someone, and especially when you are in love, you want to get to know everything about the object of your love. You want to please this person. It is only natural. And of course, if the lady is in love, she will be willing to learn more about you, about your reasons to think or act this or that way. So of course she will be willing to learn more about your culture, about your traditions, about your religion, and then you will be her guide, guiding her through all the peculiarities, showing her all the different important aspects, all the interesting, appealing important aspects. But if you will try to turn the first or the second or the third date into a lecture about religion and traditions of your culture, well, it will be a huge turn off and pretty much she won't agree to go out with you on the next date. Once we have been working with a gentleman and he had Pakistani roots, but he was living in the US, and he has claimed that he wanted international dating because he didn't want to date a lady who represents his background. He wanted to date someone who's well-educated, well-traveled, who is truly cosmopolitan, open-minded, because this gentleman, he had 2 university degrees, he was working on his PhD, he was well-traveled, he spoke several languages, and he was choosing ladies that are well-established in their careers, and he claimed that this is the type of ladies he usually dates, and he was choosing very attractive, glamorously attractive women. And when they went out on dates, this is when we found out that what the gentleman claimed he was looking for and what he actually wanted was quite opposite. During the first date, he started telling ladies that, oh, your dress is too revealing, or you are wearing too much makeup, or do you consider changing your religion? And when we have started working with this gentleman, he didn't tell us that he expects his match to actually convert and change her religion if she starts dating a Muslim man. Of course, they all knew that he is Muslim, but we've told the ladies that this gentleman is very open-minded, well-traveled, he is westernized, so he doesn't expect his match to change the religion, because this is something this gentleman has told us. And of course, the ladies, they were turned off. Also, after I think the first and the second date with those ladies who actually didn't turn him down after his lecture on the first date, he has sent them the Quran in PDF, claiming they should read it and come prepared to the next date. Of course, it was a major turn off, and all the ladies have told us that they want to do nothing with this man. We have tried to reason our client and to tell him that perhaps we should change the direction of the search. If he wants to date someone who is more of the type to follow her man and who is more of the type to consider changing her religion, who is not as career-oriented as these women, we can show him the type. We have actually showed him a few photos of such ladies, and he claimed that they were plain and not hot enough for him, and he was looking for someone sexier. And of course, this gentleman, he didn't succeed in his matchmaking process because his expectations, what he claimed he wanted and what he actually needed, it was quite opposite. And we are not magicians. We can't turn a beautiful, sophisticated woman who has 2 university degrees, is working on her PhD, is well-traveled, has glamorously beautiful looks. We can't turn her into someone who dreams to become a housewife and to wear a scarf. We can't do that. We work with real people. We do not create people out of thin air. So we can just introduce you to the type you claim you want and you need. So I want to finish this video by telling that if you are Muslim and you want to date a Slavic lady because you actually like the differences and you like it that in your relationship and in your family life you will have different cultures, different traditions. Your kids will speak several languages. If you like these differences, then international dating is for you. If you want international dating, if you want to date a Slavic lady just because you find her looks appealing and you believe that she will change the rest just to be with you, that's a bit naive. I know many beautiful couples, a Muslim gentleman and a Ukrainian lady, and they have beautiful kids, and kids speak multiple languages, and they're really happy together. So they think it works. But again, think why you're choosing international dating and if international dating is truly for you. I want to wish you lots of love. Svetlana Muchar, especially for Diolli.com from Kerpen, Germany.